What's up, marketers? So a big question we always get is how to actually build a brand, right? Like, what do you actually do to build a brand? Like, what is a brand? All right, we're gonna talk about that in this video. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Here we go. All right, what's going on, everybody? Serial entrepreneur Jordan Steen here, and like I said in the beginning of this video, we're going to talk about building a brand, building brand awareness. But first, before we get into that, let's talk about what a brand really is, because a lot of people confuse branding with marketing, but branding is kind of a branch of marketing that is, or really I guess they confuse it with sales, but sales and branding are completely different things, okay? Branding has nothing to do with selling. Branding is all about creating an experience, creating almost a lifestyle that people can attach themselves to and say, I relate to that brand, or I enjoy what that brand does or provides for me and my life, right? So you're actually affecting that person or that potential customer or viewer's lifestyle, and in a positive way, right? You don't ever want to have a negative brand connotation. You always want to have a positive brand relationship with those potential, customers or your audience or viewers, okay? So branding, again, it's super important, and you have to understand how to build an actual brand for a company. It's not just providing the product or service. It's teaching people why that product or service is going to help them in their life, right? So in this video, we're going to talk about 5 quick steps. Not really, okay, so they're quick to understand, but it takes some practice and some time to actually get them to work properly. But these 5 steps are going to help you build a brand awareness campaign for any client you may take on, for your personal brand, or for any product you're trying to sell, whatever it may be. So before we get into this branding campaign, I want to let you guys know something really quick. You should definitely hit that subscribe button down below. And the reason why is because we do all kinds of video content. We do at least 3 videos a week on YouTube that help people who need help with marketing, who need help promoting their business, or creating any type of business really where you're trying to sell a product or service. So hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're gonna love it. We don't spam people with, hey, buy this stuff. We really just try to provide as much value to our customers or to our viewers as possible. And the reason being is because we know that if we provide you with that value, you're gonna come back again and again and again. And that only helps promote our brand. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about some of these steps. The first one we want to talk about in any situation, whenever you're starting a business or if you're ever trying to build up a brand, is you have to understand your audience, right? If you don't understand your audience, you don't know how to connect with that audience to make them come back again and again. Right, so understanding the audience comes down to knowing things like the demographic information, like, how old they are, whether they're male or female, what race they are, all those nitty-gritty details about the specific customer that you're trying to reach. Are they entrepreneurs? Are they in the service industry? Do they, work white-collar or blue-collar type jobs? You want to understand who that customer is, because the more you understand about them, the more you're able to cater your content and your brand to that specific customer, right? So again, understanding who the audience is going to allow you to create the best possible content, all right? And if you're not creating content, then you're already not doing it right. You have to be creating consistent content on a regular basis. No matter what kind of business it is, if you're a restaurant, you have to have content that is going to build your brand and that relates to the audience, again, that you guys are trying to attract. So number one is definitely just take some time to plan out, who the audience is, what type of content you need to provide to that audience to make them engage and to get them to ask questions and to tell other people about it that they know that are interested in, similar products or services. All right. So number one, again, learning about your audience. That's super important. Now, the second step is pretty straightforward, and a lot of you basically already know this step. We just have to, I have to make it a point because a lot of people miss out on this, but you need to set up all your social media platforms. You need to be reachable on as many areas online as possible. So, setting up your Facebook account, your Twitter, your LinkedIn, YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, all of these platforms need to be set up, but also at the same time, you have to understand how the audience from step one that you're trying to reach engages on that specific platform. So again, with Facebook, you can do a lot more content driven, and by content, I mean, how-tos, informational type stuff, more stuff about your brand story than you could on, say, Instagram. Instagram is really great, really great branding tool, but you only have so much time that you can do it, right? Because Instagram only allows you to do like 60-second videos, right? So you can only get out so much at a time. So understanding that the attention span is a lot shorter on Instagram, lets you know, okay, well, we can do quick segments for people that are maybe informational or provide them some sort of brand story or experience that they can relate to. All right, so you can take, if you create like say a 5-minute video or a 10-minute video for your Facebook page or for YouTube or something like that, you can take that video and shorten it up to include, the most important segments and then push them to another channel that you may be promoting on, like again, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, LinkedIn, whatever your audience, whatever they typically sit there and consume content about your specific product or service on. All right, so establishing that presence is super important, but again, when you're building a brand, the most important thing you can do on these social media platforms is remain consistent. So outside of providing value, obviously, right? Because if you don't provide any value or anything that they can take into their life and say, this actually helped me, I can use it right now, this is providing a great experience. If you're not providing that value up front, then they're never going to come back. But again, remaining consistent in your value. You guys see that we release a video every Monday, every Friday. We do a live event every Thursday, right? And so we're consistently promoting new content every single week. And what that does, I mean, we could show you, and I'll even put in a screenshot of my YouTube channel and the growth that we've seen since we've become more and more consistent. When you become more and more consistent with your brand content, with the information that you're trying to release to your audience and make them aware of, the more that they're going to continually come back again and again. And then they also take that, and if you're asking them to help you promote it, trust me, they're going to do it, especially if you're, number one, again, providing value, and number two, if you're consistent, right? If you kind of jump off the face of the earth, I've seen this happen countless amounts of times with YouTube channels or with just businesses in general, where they start to provide content and they start to get consistent, and then all of a sudden they fall off and they stop doing that content series that they were putting out, or they stop promoting their business as much online or their content online, and then their audience starts to fall off and they don't get as many promotions or people talking about their business, not promotions, but people referring their business or sharing their content. So their overall brand starts to kind of slack off. Right? So those are super important things to keep in mind when you're setting up the platforms, when you're trying to get the brand going and really starting to get some juice behind that brand. You have to remain consistent. Super important. So part number 3 really comes in 3 parts as well, and it's that you should educate, entertain, and delight. All right, and what that means is basically, if you haven't heard of the coin phrase called infotainment, it means that your brand should be valuable in the sense that it provides information, right? But the information shouldn't just be boring and like this, and if you're just kind of mellow and don't really have any fun with it, then nobody else is going to have fun with your brand either, right? Like you have to be personable, you have to have some kind of, personality that actually shows these people that you're interested in what you're promoting as well, right? If you show that you don't have any interest in the brand that you're trying to build or the product that you're trying to promote, why would they have any interest, right? That doesn't make sense. So you want to create an educational platform, really, and it doesn't have to be like 2 + 2 is 4. It just needs to educate them, on the product or service that you're trying to promote, how it helps people, how it's helped your customers in the past, what they're saying about it. All of that is super important. So some steps or some bullet points to kind of go under this would be, number 1, creating a distinct brand voice. And what that means is, are you going to be bold, or are you going to be more reserved and just straightforward with people? Are you going to be funny? Are you going to be emotionally appealing? So you kind of take into consideration how people feel about certain things and you respond to their feelings. That brand voice is super important. Number 2 is creating a compelling message, right? If you're telling people that your product is going to be able to change their life, then do something, provide content that's going to change their life. Don't just say, hey, we're able to help people do this, and then not show them some ways that you can help them right now. Provide them with examples, or give them an actual, template or, trial or something that'll show them exactly how it's going to change their life. You guys see this a lot with SaaS companies, software as a service companies. You see this a ton, because what they do is they give you a free, week-long trial or a month-long trial. And what they do is they suck you in by allowing you to test what this product can do for your life or for your business. And then once you fall in love with it, you end up paying for it down the road. I mean, it happened with me with Asana. That's a perfect example. Asana is what we use to manage our projects and to, create content and make sure everybody's sticking to a specific schedule. We started off using that for free, but it just became so incremental in making sure that our business, stayed on track with everything that we were doing, that we decided we had to pay for the full version and get all of the cool features that Asana offers. So, they promoted that to us by, letting us see what their platform can actually do. I'm looking over this way because, that's what I have up right now. It's what I use to write my guides for these videos. It's what we use to really build these videos. But again, providing that compelling message, and then making sure that they don't just get the message, but they get to actually benefit from that message in some sort of way, right? The third part is being proactive, right? Don't wait for customers to come to you. Start taking stuff to them. If they have questions about specific, if they have questions about specific things with your product or service, or if there's a common issue that's going on in your industry, then answer that problem. Provide a solution that, doesn't necessarily always make money, but it just gives them value up front. Because again, when you provide that value up front, you're able to come back, you kind of recollect, and you say, okay, now that we've given this value, how do we actually convince them that they need to buy this product? And that's exactly what Asana did. They provided value. They were proactive. They said, hey, we know you need a solution like this. You're a business owner. They advertised to us because they know we run a business. And they said, hey, you start using this tool to promote your own business, or to, not to promote your business, but to manage your business and to organize your business. We'll show you how to do it. We'll even show you some cool tricks. And then if you're interested ever, you can use the professional version where you have to pay for it, right? So that's a super, super important part to understanding how to create content that's, not only educational, but it's entertaining, and it's delightful. Delightful meaning it just helps. It provides that value, right? The fourth part, and one of the most important parts, I had a long talk about this the other day. I was on a live video interview with Jeremy Adams and Maxwell Finn, two co-owners of Unicorn IQ. I got to say, these guys are really, really great guys to work with, and I had a lot of fun on the interview. But a big thing that we were talking about is, you can provide all the value in the world, but if your audience is engaging with you and you're not engaging back, if you're not answering questions and putting your face out there to, help them through a situation or a problem they're having, then you're going to miss, a big portion of customers that could be using your service, all because you didn't say anything to them. You guys have no idea how many times I get people who will write a comment or a message to me and they say, hey, Jordan, we came to your course because you answer questions. You don't just leave us all hanging like some other people, Ty Lopez, but you don't always leave us hanging, when we have these issues that come up. And I get it, Ty Lopez probably has millions of people, not millions, but probably thousands of people writing him questions every single day. And it's impossible to answer it all, when you get this influx. I mean, I even at this point have, had to stop answering some questions from people who maybe haven't purchased a product or a service, just because I have to focus on my students, the ones who, they gave me money. I have to answer their questions. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not answering you guys' questions, because trust me, if you look through the YouTube comments of any of these videos, you'll see that I'm going through and I'm answering these questions for you guys. But, the point really is that you need to be engaging in some form or fashion. If that comes down to you hiring an expert that can sit there and answer those questions that potential customers might have, then do that. At least they're getting the feedback that they're looking for. That's the thing. When I reach a certain point in my business where I know I can't handle anything anymore, one of the steps that I'm going to take to make sure that you guys still get the answers that you're looking for is hire someone who's also a professional at what I do, and make sure that they're able to sit there and if it means I have to pay them well, I'll do that, because I know that by engaging with you guys and providing that answer that you're looking for that nobody else would help you with, I know that you'll come to me again and again every single time you have questions that arise with that specific interest, right? And then the last thing is just to reinforce your message, okay? Don't just say you're going to do something, actually do it, right? If you keep saying, oh yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to provide this, and you never actually follow through, it's the follow-up, the follow-through. If you never actually follow through, your audience is never going to put that trust in you, right? That whole engagement, that reinforcement that you provide to your audience is going to, again, make them trust you. And if I don't trust you, I'm not going to buy from you. If I don't like you, which is another form of trust, then I'm not going to buy from you. Okay, so that's step number 3. Again, educate, entertain, and then delight them. Okay, so now next step that we're going to talk about, or the next step that we're going to talk about, number 4, is pretty straightforward, and it kind of makes sense because if you create content, the next step would be to promote it, right? So you can't just create content and expect people to find it. You have to actually let them know, hey, we created this, right? So what are some steps that you can take to create, or to promote really, that content? Well, number 1 is going to be social media marketing, guys. If you're not involved, like you can see right now, this is what we're doing. We're promoting our content. We're telling people, hey, but not only that, when we create this video, when we actually put it together and get it, finalized, we go onto all of our other channels and say, hey, this is out, this is out, this is out, this is out. And we send it to every avenue possible. So that way, as many people that would like to see it can actually get access to it, right? They're not just gonna go searching for it until they've become a raving fan. Then they actually are actively searching for your content, which is what you want to build. You want to get to the point where your viewers, your audience begins to actively reach out or search for your content on a regular basis. And that's what we've done a really great job at here at Serial Entrepreneur Academy, is making sure that, by engaging with our audience, by providing that, infotainment type of content, they come back to us every single time because they know that if they keep coming back, they're going to continually learn. But not only that, I'm going to engage with them if they have questions, and then they're going to get the answers they need, which provides value in their life, which makes sure that they feel complete with their experience with your brand. Okay, again, making sure that they are able to reach you, giving them that information, it's all super important. So social media marketing, obviously a big thing. You want to get on as many platforms as you possibly can. Another thing that we're going to talk about is search engine optimization, or search engine marketing. And basically what that means is making sure that your content is optimized to show up in search engine results. So when people are going online to search for something about a specific issue or problem that they're having, whether that be nationally or in a local area, your content shows up at the very top. And the way that you can do that is by, again, focusing on, promoting it on all of your social media channels, making sure that your titles, your keywords, your descriptions, your images, your file names, your social media channels content, all of it is optimized to basically maximize the search engine optimization potential. And there's several steps. Search engine optimization isn't something that's easy to just master. There's several steps to any different type of content that you release, whether that's a blog or a video that you're doing, or your website in general. All of that takes time to build, but if you do it, again, consistently, the same way, not the same way, that's the wrong way to say it, but if you do it consistently and you take the same steps to optimize your content for search engine optimization over time, and you do it really the right way with the right practices, which again, if you guys need a SEO series, we have like a whole playlist on SEO on this channel. Just click playlists and then go to SEO, search engine optimization. We have, I think, like 15 videos there or something like that talk about search engine optimization. So check that out. But again, search engine optimization is going to ensure that you show up in search results when people are actively searching for that type of content. Search engine optimization is known as inbound marketing, meaning that when they go online to search for you, they're searching for a specific product, so they're coming to you. Where sending like an ad on Facebook, that's outbound marketing. That's more trying to, disrupt their timeline or their newsfeed and say, hey, you need to check this out. We're going to stop you and make sure that you read this because it's going to be helpful for you, right? So that, and then the third thing, really the most important one out of all of these, we're going to mention one more here in a second, but the third one, that's the most important, is remarketing. You guys have to understand that it takes on average anywhere from 5 to 7 times of marketing to someone over an 18-month period. It's actually about 7 times on average over an 18-month period for them to make a purchase or to buy something from your business or to truly begin engaging and become a raving fan, right? So you guys have to start remarketing to people, because if you're sending these one-off messages, and a lot of your clients or potential clients are doing this with their campaigns currently, and it's why they're not getting results. But if you don't start remarketing to those people who are already, looking for your content and they found you once, they just never came back again, then you're missing out on the biggest portion of the pie. That's the people who they want to buy your service. You just have to give them the reasoning why. And that's why remarketing is so important. That's why we stay consistent with our YouTube videos. We ask you to subscribe down below because we know that if we do and we keep giving you those notifications about our content, and we make sure that, again, it's infotaining, and that it, provides value, that it, is consistent, we know that you're going to keep coming back. And eventually, if you feel like the vibe is right between you and my business, then you're going to buy something, right? You have to do that with no matter what it is, whether that's real estate, insurance, an attorney, spa, a workout facility, whatever. You have to do that same or take that same approach with those businesses or with those clients, okay? Now, the fifth and most important part, or not really the most important, I think the first four steps are way more important, but this is a crucial step to the process, is testing and then adjusting your campaigns or your content that you're creating to really perform the best. And what I mean by that is by looking at your content. What we do on a regular basis here at Serial Entrepreneur Academy is we go through our YouTube videos and we look at the performance on each one. We say, okay, what were the likes what were the likes for that video? What was the amount of comments we got? What was the watch time? How many leads did we pull from that piece of content itself? And the reason why is because we can tell, okay, well, if this video got this many views versus this video that only got this many views, then we should probably create more content about that. That's why we create so many videos about creating content or finding customers or running ads or creating ad campaigns or sales funnels, because we know that that's the content that you guys are searching for the most. About 75% of our content is stuff that we know is focused in a specific area that gets the most traction. The other 25% of content that we create is just stuff that we know you probably don't know about. And if you stumble across our 75% type content, then and you find the value and you keep coming back, that you'll eventually stumble across, like I'm stumbling on my words, you'll stumble across that 25% of content that isn't necessarily as popular when it comes to searching for it, right? So testing and revising your campaign, super important. You have to know that if you're just sitting there and you just keep kind of winging it and you're not actually looking back at the data, that's the most important part with digital marketing and understanding marketing in today's day and age, is that you can optimize it based on data that you pull from the campaigns that you're running. Right? So these are super important tips, guys. And I'm telling you, like, building a brand is not difficult, but if you don't follow this kind of map that we just kind of went over, this layout that we went over, then you're not going to get the best bang for your buck or the best ROI on the content that you create. So really quick, if you guys want to see the full, article on all of this, you can click down, or we'll click the description areas, show more or see more down below, and you'll see the part where it says video document / blog article. Click that link and go to our website and check out that article, because we have the full map laid out there with even more examples, even more explanations, so you guys can get a better understanding of building a brand online. Okay, so last thing I want to ask you guys to do is, again, when you click that description, you shouldn't just click that blog article, vlog, or video link, whatever. There's tons of stuff down there. There's all kinds of free training. There's tools we use. There's other resources down there, like other videos that are related to this type of content that you should watch. Again, maybe check out that SEO playlist that we talk about. Just go through all of the playlists, really. We have some on social media, web development, SEO, all kinds of different stuff, and get as much value as you can. If you're really trying to do something with your business in today's day and age, then you have to continually be learning, continually be trying to grow your business, and not just stay one-sided, right? If you think that you can do it all yourself, then you're wrong. I've learned this lesson very early on, that I can't do it myself. That's why we have a team of about 7 to 8 people right now that help me produce the content, come up with ideas, make sure that I stay on track with everything that I'm trying to do, because it becomes difficult to do it all yourself. If you're relying on yourself to do everything, then you're doing it the wrong way. No business owner that has ever become super successful and made an impact on thousands or millions of people's lives has been able to do it by themselves. It's just impossible, okay? So check out all those resources down below. Again, make sure you subscribe. Throw a like on this video so that way other people can see it as well. And then leave a comment telling me something that you've done to help create brand awareness for your company or for a client, because again, I'm always interested in learning. And if you guys can provide me some value, then that's only more helpful for me, and it helps my business business grow and it helps us do a better job at providing content for you guys. So I really appreciate you guys stopping by. I really hope that you liked this video. And again, if you did, make sure to share it with some friends so that way they get the motivation or the information that they need to get their business on track. But I'm going to get out of here, guys. I hope to see y'all on the next one. New people, definitely subscribe. Returning visitors, I love y'all. Y'all are my favorites because you guys are the ones who talk to me on a regular basis and I get to build relationships with you. And you guys know me, I just like meeting new people and building new relationships. But anyways, we're gonna get out of here. Make sure to check all the messages on this video and I will see you on the next one. Till then, Serial Entrepreneur out. Ready to start living the six-figure work wherever, be your own boss lifestyle? Well, at Serial Entrepreneur Academy, we'll teach you how to use a laptop and internet to start your own social media and digital marketing agency. Get started with our free Facebook ads training. Links in the description below, guys. See you in the course. Serial Entrepreneur out.